Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday. Oh man, I don't even know. Sunday, November 12th, I think. Anyway, it's been a long week. It's been a long week for everyone. So, I wasn't even gonna do a show. I just did a show like 2 days ago, I think. But you know what? What the hell? I was watching Vortex's show on the World Crypto Network, and the price is going down right now. So I figured might as well do a show. I know Bitcoin is going down. I'm gonna spend literally 5 minutes on traditional markets just so people stroll in here and stuff. So I maximize the number of viewers for the actual Bitcoin part. I'm just gonna start off with, hey, shout out to CoinDaddy. You know what? It's really not easy to make consistent YouTube videos. It's even harder, rapping and singing in general, and trying to get all the names and stuff. So hey, man, shout out. All right. So there you go. There's your channel. I haven't heard all of them. Like I heard mine. That made me laugh. I just listened to the Roger Ver one. I heard this one was good, but I haven't had time. Yeah, and also again, shout out to like Mike in Space. I don't know how to spell it. Am I following him? I'm following him on Twitter, on YouTube. I still gotta watch the rest of. I still gotta watch the rest of his channel. There it is. There's his channel. I know I still gotta watch the rest of his videos. I heard he had an awesome season finale. Definitely check out his podcasts. I mean, I don't have a lot of time for this stuff, but I can at least do shout outs to the other good YouTubers out there. So there you go. All right. All right. Let me close YouTube. Let's all right. You know what? My Twitter, I can't even keep up with it anymore. I really can't. Traditional markets, I pretty much called the top in the stock market as well. I called it a little bit earlier. I called it a little bit prematurely. I was looking for a top in the stock market around October 20th, and we started to pull back. Then we went up a little bit more. And we did hit another 13. There was another 13 in the making, but the weekly and monthly charts are toppy in the S&P 500. There was a 913 on the same day in the weekly chart. We're now looking at a reversal doji candle. Now, this isn't a traditional blow of top candle, so we are going to go higher, but I am looking for a more significant correction in the near future in the stock market. Usually my retirement fund is either in the S&P 500 or I actively traded during earnings season. Earnings season is ending. I am not in a rush to put my traditional 401k back into the S&P 500, but I certainly will once we break back above 2600 or I see a reversal from the bottom. See, this is the thing, guys, and I'm going to be talking about that in Bitcoin. Once you know a market is going to correct, there's two ways to go back in. You time the dip or you buy the breakout. Now, I do not know which one is going to be. If I'm able to properly time the dip, I go in. If I'm not able to properly time the dip, then I just wait and buy the breakout. These are both perfectly good strategies, okay? Preferably you do both. All right, let's save that, close that. I'm gonna go really fast through the traditional because I know Bitcoin is falling. Here's gold. This is the daily gold. I remain bearish. I mean, the cup and handle thing didn't quite work out like I expected, but you make it a little bigger. You just adjust it. You take this arrow, you make a copy of this arrow, and then you stick it, there. Like that's the thing. Like it doesn't change. Things don't really change. They usually just get delayed. It's not that you were wrong on your trading idea. It's usually you were a little too early. But then you have to recognize that, okay, now I'm wrong. Like there is a point when you're wrong, and then there is a point where it just gets delayed. Like Ripple Ripple is garbage. Ethereum's garbage. Dash is garbage. I mean, these things are just being delayed. They're not going to succeed as projects. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you have to be brain dead to believe that these are going to succeed as projects, right? Um, uh, and I'm gonna try not to even like talk about the Bitcoin forks because it's just aggravating and frustrating, and nothing good comes from it. And then you just give them more attention that makes your life more difficult. So there you go. So that's gold. I mean, I just moved the arrows over. Yeah, you're wrong, but on a longer term basis, this is what is the most likely outcome. It's closed gold. Here's the weekly gold. It's on an 8, so yeah, there could be some rebounds there. Um, Still looking for lower lows. We'll see what happens. Let's play it out. Gold isn't doing much. Oil is toppy, right? So the oil trade should have been made weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And this is where you look for your exit. You look for your exit. And if the opportunity is there to short oil and make money from shorting oil, do you guys know how to short oil? You short oil by naked shorting oil futures. This is perfectly normal. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Like Jesus Christ, the gold bugs are killing me, and now those silly ideas are being migrated into the Bitcoin space where naked shorting of Bitcoin futures is going to crash Bitcoin. And then the person next to them is screaming how the futures are going to bring Bitcoin to $800,000 a coin. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, both people are idiots. All right. Like, neither one of them is going to happen. Anyway, I talked about the futures on the last video. We'll see. We'll see what happens during Q&A. Thank you, Rich, for doing Q&A. Hey guys, thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing. I'm at 1,700 live viewers already. So let me stop talking about oil and glance at the euro real quick. Nope, still looking like it's going lower. So nothing to say here. Done. I think that was the fastest traditional markets I've ever done. And now we get to Bitcoin. All right. I'm gonna try and talk fast. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I want to get to your Q&A. The 1250 1350 zone was never back tested. It was never back tested. It was always one of my worries. Ever since we went up way too much in May, as of May, between May and June, that was just an unprecedented run. That run was really, really big. Again, it was similar to the run we had October into December, and then led to a giant long-term correction. Okay. Do I think a giant long-term correction is in the works for Bitcoin? I don't know, guys. I don't know, and we're gonna talk about what I don't know. Okay, we're gonna talk about what I don't know versus what I know. There's more shit that I don't know that I actually know. Okay, when it comes to trying to predict the price of Bitcoin. All right. Here's what I do know. What I do know is the confidence that I had that we were going to top in mid-November. Okay, I was talking about this for weeks, if not a month in advance. Okay, so no one should be surprised. No one. Am I surprised what happened with the Bitcoin forks? Yes, I am, because that's pure garbage, right? Like I would never trade something that I know is a scam. I would never trade if I knew that Bernie Madoff was running a Ponzi scheme, but he had a tradable ETF based on his investments. Would I trade it? And the answer is no, because I would know that it was a Ponzi scheme. So why would I trade something that could go to zero at any moment? Any moment, right? I would never do that. So I would never trade something that's a Ponzi or that's an outright scam, even if I watch it go up 10x, 20x, 100x. It doesn't matter. It's not sustainable. There's nothing there. The next time some B trash guy is talking to you about buying into it, ask him who is programming his protocol. Just ask him. I can name developers all day. Blue Math, Matt Corello, same guy. Just saying. Alex Marcos, Eric Lombroso, Peter Willa, Gregory Maxwell, Peter Todd, Luke Dash Jr., Rusty Russell. I mean, again, I can be naming developers all day that are programming for Bitcoin, BTC Drac, and many others. Okay, who is developing on these forks? Who are they? What's their experience? What have they done? What are they planning on doing? There's nothing there. There is nothing there. It's just pumps. It's one coin. Okay, and I might be disrespecting one coin because most people aren't stupid enough to buy into one coin. Okay. All right. Well, let's put the indicator on. All right. What do we got? All right. Here's what we have. The weekly chart on a long-term basis is still bullish, and it can actually stay bullish. Last time I outlined the scenario where the weekly chart can actually give us a price below 5,000 and then still come all the way back up and give us a green 9. That's perfectly doable, okay? I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Here's what I do know. If you break out the probabilities, the highest probability of a Bitcoin reversal to all-time highs is from the vicinity of $5,000. The second highest probability of a reversal is $1,300. Okay, now think about what that means. What that means is if we cannot reverse from $5,000, the most likely outcome is we go all the way back to 1,300. Now, can we fully bounce and reverse from any point between 5,000 and 1,300? And the answer is yes. Yes, we can. Okay. I don't know where this is going to reverse from. What I do know is that 5,000 is my optimal price level, but I also need to but other things need to happen, right? Like people are asking me like, oh, I'm going to set my buy point at 5,000. And I think that's dumb. I think that's totally dumb. It's not the number. The number is only a small part of the story. The 5,000 level is a small part of the story. And remember, I was talking about 5,000 a while ago. Oh, hold on one second. Look, I was talking about 5,000 a while ago. I don't know. I don't know that we're going to go to 5,000. All I know is the following. Like if you look at this chart, right? And I talked about it last time. When we break out, we usually fall back to prior highs or lower. The only time we broke out and we did not fall to prior highs or lower was the May 2017 breakout. The May 2017 breakout went so far up and it properly topped that I actually called for shorts. The only by the way, the weekly chart still has not given you a short play. Okay, this was the short play. I got to turn on the back test here. Okay, the weekly chart gave you a short play right here. The last time the weekly chart gave you a short play, and I was looking forward to it going all the way down to 1,300 and reversing on a weekly night, setting us up for a much stronger move to 10K. That did not happen. So this move to 10K was being built on shaky ground. It was always being built on shaky ground, okay? Because we never properly retested the 1,300 area. Now, can we get high enough and stabilize enough that the 1,300 area is no longer a concern? The answer is yes, but that would have to be above $10,000 per coin, and we're not there yet, okay? So we never made it high enough for enough retests to strengthen the situation, okay? So where are we now? So now we're still on bullish counts, And we are going down, and I'm going to talk about the other time frames. I'm also going to talk about my tweets. And so yes, 5,000 is the most likely price level, but I don't know if 5,000 is going to bounce it because I don't know how we're going to get there. I don't know when we're going to get there. I don't even know if we are going to get there. Okay. I mean, we could have just reversed right here off of this hammer, but I sent out a tweet. I sent out two tweets, just like explaining to people that it's not that simple. I mean, look, we had a 9, take profit potential, top indication. Then a couple of days later, like a week later, we had this giant hammer where things looked like they were ready to bounce, but they weren't. And we continued to go down. Then we eventually reversed. Then it happened again. We hit another top 9. And look, I've been on a monster. Like, just go back to my videos. Go watch the last 6 months of my videos. I don't know if I could have called any of this any better. I mean, I don't know what I could have changed to call any of this any better, right? So I was also calling for an extended fall over here from 5,000. I even called this the day of and said we're not going to break 5,000 here, okay? And then we fell and we reversed at a perfect point at the 3,000 point, which was the prior high. A perfect reversal. And what helped us? What helped us was another 9 based on time indicators. So this was a strong rebound because not only did it hit a perfect point price wise, it also hit. It wasn't a perfect point time wise. Would have been nicer if it took place 2 days later, but it was close enough. At least it was close enough to the end of time momentum. Now it's different. Now we're going down and we're just starting to go down. So we're not ready yet based on time to reverse. Now, if the price gets too low too quickly, then it's very possible we go lower. And if we go lower, it's going to get very, very scary because I don't believe in double bottoms. Yes, a double bottom can occur, but I never ever bet on it. Now, this concept didn't always work. We had a 9 here. A few days later, we had a hammer candle, but then we stabilized and broke out. So the time to buy this thing would have been around the breakout. And look at my arrows. My arrows was always bullish during this time. So this did not scare me. I was looking for a 1 to 4 candle reversal and then higher. But this time around, I made it very clear I was not looking for a 1 to 4 day reversal and higher. I was looking for a much more significant pullback. Like, I know it's very scary right now. I understand that, right? Like this shit is never simple. The market isn't here to hold your hand. The market is here to take your money. Okay. If you thought that it was going to be a nice, orderly correction, it would go so smoothly, everybody would be happy that it's going to fall to 5,000, and then everyone's going to buy it and everyone's going to be rich. That's not how trading works. It's not. The moment Bitcoin even trips over a little crack, the altcoiners, the scammers, they come out of the woodworks. They come out of the woodworks. They start spamming the protocol. They start talking about the flippening. It's pandemonium out there. Okay, everybody is trying to destroy Bitcoin to get short-term rich. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. If you're not a trader, just hold it. Just hold it. Know who your developers are. Know who your developers are. That's it. That's it. If you believe in Fluffy Pony, hold on to Monero. If you believe in if you believe in what's his name, Charlie Lee, hold some Litecoin. If you believe in Dr. Ruja, hold OneCoin. That's all I can tell you guys. That's all I can tell you. Know your developers. I only trust one group of developers, the core developers. So I'm holding Bitcoin. I'm not selling. It'll be very disappointing if it goes all the way back to 1,300. I mean, I will be 90% poor, but you know what? It's okay. I know what I'm holding. All right. Here's another one. Okay. I made it very clear. You have to read all of this. You have to follow me on Twitter. All right. I don't have a special, I have like, I have chat groups on Skype and Telegram for my consulting clients, but I haven't been in those chat groups in a week. Okay. They're not getting any heads up. It all goes to Twitter. Everyone sees this at the same time. Okay. No one is getting a heads up here. All right. So look, I pointed out that yes, this reversal last night, it just got a little too low, a little too fast, but the overall trend did not change. I made it very, very clear that this is not, I do not see this yet as the bottom. Okay. I do not think the Bitcoin price has bottomed out or lowered. It's all explained right here in text. And if you, I'm not here to tell you when to buy and when to hold. I'm here to explain my reasoning as to why I think certain things. I'm not responsible for your trades. So please don't just stick all of your buy points at 5,000, because we can get to 5,000 and I might be calling for 1,300 because that's what I see in the charts. I don't know. I will talk about 5,000 if or when we get there, but we're not there yet. All right. I don't know where we're going to bottom. All I can tell you is that the vicinity of 5,000 is the most likely price reversal. But time reversal is very, very different. The most likely time reversal is 5 days from now, whatever day that is, the 17th. The 17th is the most likely time reversal. Now, if we don't reverse on the 17th or around the 17th, everything changes. The price can adjust. A new time element can adjust. And I also want to see reversal candles. I need to see other things. It's not just a drop to $5,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. All right. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. All right. No, sorry. This is the daily chart. So what can we say in hindsight? What can we say in hindsight about the chart? And go back to my prior videos, because I probably said this in real time if I'm saying it in hindsight, because these arrows were here the last time I did this video and probably the time before that. All right. I don't change my arrows that often. I change my arrows very reluctantly. All right, let's put the indicator up. See what we got. All right, the 9 told me to get the hell out of this asset. I didn't actually do it, but that's, if I was advising a hedge fund, which I, kind of sort of am. I don't know what they did, but they do, they are a client. I tell them like I tell any other client. I don't know what they did, but I told them to, like I told everybody else on Twitter, on my videos. Ever since we got to this 9 took place. I remember this. I remember this well. Please go back to these videos, okay? Ever since we got to this 9 in the vicinity of $6,000 on 10/15, between 10/15 and 11:05, so what is that? 3 weeks? 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, right? 3+ weeks. All I kept saying is, this is the time to exit Bitcoin as a trade, not as a buy and hold, as a trade. This is the time to look for your exit. I mean, you can try to speculate and squeeze out a few $100s, but it could be risky. This was the time to exit. You can get back in on a breakout or buying the dip. Now, when do you buy the dip? I don't know. I do not see anything in this chart that has yet told me that the price is ready to reverse. It can go down for a year. I don't know. When I see something that is showing me that the price is ready to reverse, I'm going to call it. Okay. Now, even though I see nothing here that's telling me to buy the dip yet, what am I looking for? Right now, I am looking for 2 things. One of them is a 9 to the downside. We're on candle number 4 of 9. That is something I'm looking for. What else am I looking for? When is that going to come? That will probably come on the 17th. So I'm actually going to move this arrow because the shit's falling faster than I expected. I'm going to move this arrow. What's today? So today is the 12th. So what do we got here? 13, 14, 15. Okay, well, let's do 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So on the 17th, so I'm actually going to move it to the 18th, right? I'm going to put the tip of this arrow on November 18th, okay? Because this is what I'm looking for. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. I am not Miss Cleo. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, okay? People seem to think I'm some kind of a psychic. I'm not. I'm just like giving myself points. What am I looking for? I am looking for a bottom around the 17th or 18th, okay? It'll come with a 9 on top with a green arrow. It should look something like this. This is what I'm looking for, okay? Is it going to happen at the very bottom? Is it going to happen the day before, like it happened here, the day before a reversal? Is it going to happen, 2 days after the reversal? I have absolutely no clue, but I'm looking for one of those 9s to help me time the buying of the dip if I was to be trading this asset, okay? So I adjusted this arrow to be a little bit steeper because it's pretty damn steep as it is, okay? That's it. Now, if this thing reverses out of the blue, if this thing catches me by surprise and reverses, like let's say I was wrong on my tweet, right? Which at this point, I'm almost certain I wasn't, right? Let's say I was wrong on this tweet and this hammer turned out to be a straight up reversal. When would I believe that Bitcoin is ready for $10,000 a coin above the yellow line, at the double top? Okay. See, at this point, if we get back to 7,500, that's it. If we get back to 7,500, I will be a complete bull. I would be calling for 9,000, 10,000 and beyond, right? So if this hammer candle today, if it would have been a sustained reversal, I probably would not have trusted it. I would have been looking for a lower high to take us back down. But once it would have broken back to this yellow line at 7,500, or even here, 7,400, like this vicinity, the vicinity of 74, 7,500, then it's a double top. And then we're going higher because double tops do not, do not hold. They break to the upside. And double bottoms usually don't hold. They break to the downside. Yes, occasionally they do, but most of the time they don't. Okay? So that's how I am playing it. Like I said, I'm expecting this candle to still close pretty bad. I'm expecting tomorrow to be a little bit of a break. Like I don't like seeing like this was a bad 5 candle. This was a rough 5 candle. It'll be very difficult to get a 9. This is the kind of 5 candle I like. This one wasn't too bad. But in any case, I'm getting too detailed here. All right. Let's go to the 4 hour. Here's the 4 hour. Okay. Well, one more thing on the daily. Okay. How did this indicator help you trade? Well, on this day, along with this doji, this indicator told you to get the hell out of your long positions. Based on traditional trading of dojis, the moment the following candle dropped below the doji, that's a short. Now, this indicator did not tell you to short. It was more conservative. I needed a candle with a red number on top of it to trade lower than a candle below it. That did not happen here. The low for the candle the low for the 6th of November was 69.11. The low for the 7th of November was 69.48. We were like $35 above the low of the previous day. So there was never a short entry. The next day we went higher. The next day the color flipped. But then the next day, the moment the the price on November 10th started trading lower than the price on November 9th. The low of November 9th was 7,000 on the dot on Bitfinex, right? I mean, adjust for your exchange accordingly. And you really want to make sure it's happening across all exchanges. So the moment we started trading below 7,000, that's when the short entry can finally be realized. And as you can see, I had an arrow even starting here. Now that's pure luck. Now I drew this arrow like weeks and weeks ago. So that's just pure luck. Okay. I mean, it's not that much of a pure luck. I mean, I do know what I'm doing, right? So it's all probabilities. I've been doing this feels like my whole life. All right. So there you go. So that was the time indicator short entry. Now, if you entered short prematurely, then yeah, you probably got stopped out. And if you went long, you got wrecked. Okay. So there you go. So then you admit your mistake and you do the proper trade. So now what? Now we're on day 4 of a 9-day expected correction. Do we have to correct for 9 days? Of course not. We can reverse any moment of any day. But probability tells me that we're going to be going down for 9 days. So somewhere in the vicinity of 11:17, 11:18, I will be considering trying to time the buying of the dip on the daily chart. On the daily chart, the weekly chart is telling you something very, very different. And in fact, right now, the weekly chart isn't telling you much at all. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. How could you have played it with a 4-hour chart? So let's go hindsight, which is always 2020. Okay. The 4-hour chart gave you a 9 right here on 11/2. This 9 came a couple of days before the 9 was coming on the daily. So the 4-hour chart also gave you a bit of a heads up, and then it actually gave you a 9 again. I know I tweeted this out because for the majority of this candle, there was a 9 here. So there was another 9. So there was a 4-hour 9 on 11/5. I'm going to go to Twitter. I know I must have tweeted this out. I'm going to go to my tweets on 11/5. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, and then that's also awesome. What are my tweets from 11/5? I tweet too much. I'm on Twitter too much. It's just such a waste of productivity. Um, Here it is. There's my tweet from 11/5. Okay. What does it say? Normally a 1 to 4 day correction, then back up. But this time, I'm not assuming this. Take that profit and reevaluate in a few days. In red, if you are an active trader, time to time your exit and buy the dip later. Okay. We are reaching my price target. That should be target. Though a week or two early, but that's fine. Okay. Now here is the 4-hour chart. Boom, there's a 9 right there. Now what do I say here? If you're a buy and hold, time to consider moving your Bitcoin to cold storage and not looking at the price or the upcoming forking cluster F. Try not to curse, guys. I'm trying to make these more, family friendly. Let's see how that works out for me. So there it was. There was the 9 on the 4-hour. So I tweeted it out. Tweeted it out. Okay. And then I never stepped away from my top call. All right. What are we looking at now? All right. So for all intensive purposes, this was a 9. This was another chance for you to get out. Now look, there was also a 9 to the other side. So there was a reason to maybe go back in. So you could have been long here and you could have taken some profit, or you could have gotten out and took a little bit of a loss. Now let's talk about this. I was talking about the 7,000 support. I talked about it on numerous tweets. Okay, going back to Twitter. Let's see here. I might have not had a picture with it. Hold on. It'll probably be, uh, oops, it would probably be here. Here it is. Update. $7,500 top call never taken off the table. Selling should accelerate under the $6,900, $7,000 support zone, which gets weaker by the day. Okay. Support, 7,000 support gets weaker by the day. The longer it flirts with the 7,000 support right here, here it is. Here's the 7,000 support. The longer it flirts on it, eventually it breaks down. So where did this time indicator help you? Well, right here, when the 3 went below the 2, it told you to short. When the color flipped, it told you to, it called you an idiot and told you to get out of the trade. Now you get out of it with a profit. Two candles later, um, what you have is, again, a candle with a red 2 trading below a red 1. Once again, it's telling you to short. Once you go below the 4-hour, once you go below the 7,000 support, I clearly said, like 5 days earlier, or like whatever, like 3 days earlier, that it gets weaker and weaker and selling will accelerate below 7,000. And boom, there it goes, a complete collapse in the price. All right. I think I tweeted out that chart. Hold on a second here. Here, there it is, right? That's the daily. That's the daily, right? The indicator told you, the time indicator told you to short right there, okay? Now, as far as the 4-hour chart goes, it was in line with the daily chart. The same day that the daily chart told you to short, the 4-hour also told you to short. So you have right here the 2 went below the 1 and then accelerated upon falling below 7,000. Okay. Now, what happened here? There was a 9. The selling got exhausted. I write, take profit from the short trade. Look for a 1 to 4 candle bounce, then lower. No one says you have to trade the bounce. You can watch the bounce, but then lower. Okay. Look, by the way, I'm not advising anyone to short. I could be talking about any asset. This could be Apple stock on my chart. Okay. I just happen to use Bitcoin because that's what I care about. I care about Bitcoin. I don't want people, I think I don't even trade the damn thing, right? I think it's silly to put your Bitcoin at risk. I think it's even sillier to short anything. But the TA rules are TA rules. If the TA rules say it's a short, you can either do nothing and wait to buy the dip, or you can try and trade it and make more Bitcoin. Okay. All right. Next. So here's the chart. So on this 9, what does it say? A 1 to 4 day bounce, then lower. But your daily chart is a goddamn mess. If the daily chart was somewhere near a 9, if the daily chart was exhausted and selling, there would be a much higher probability that this 9 is actually going to lead to some form of a reversal on the 4-hour chart. But your higher level time frames look like shit. So don't expect much of a 1 to 4 candle reversal. Maybe a 1 candle. Maybe like what happened here. No reversal. It just kind of like slowed down. So when do you realize that the reversal never is going to happen, or the reversal was very, very short-lived? It didn't even make it to 4 days. Well, the same rules apply. The moment a candle with a red number on it went below the candle with a prior red number on it. Okay. Um, and boom, right there for me, this was another short play. Now, a lot of people have no idea what these numbers mean. So please go to my website. Please go to my website. Please read the Learn Trading section in my educational tools section right there. Learn Trading. Now, you better be familiar with parts 1 to 5, because if you're not familiar with parts 1 to 5, you have no reason trading. And then that part is explained in section 6. Okay. And you are welcome to write your own code. for you're welcome to write your own code for TradingView or any other medium. You're also welcome to find some of the free code that other people have written, but my code is not publicly available. So you will need to reach out to me for consulting in order to get my code, okay? Because anyway, I mean, or you can just put the numbers in by hand. The math is simple. The math only involves one formula, subtraction. All it is subtraction. So read my section. Anyway, so here's the 4-hour chart. Around here, once this candle started falling, once you see this red line, boom, that tells me that it's a problem. Now, there was a 13 here. Now, if this 13 happened before the 9, I would have taken this 9 a lot more seriously, and this 13, but it didn't. It took place after. That means there was a whole new 13 count in the background. So this 9 started its own 13 count. So this was a 1, a 2, a 3, and then a 4, and now a 5. So now we are looking for another 13 to the downside on the 4-hour, and hopefully it will coincide with a 9 and maybe lead to some kind of a rebound. Okay. Now this was unfortunate if you shorted at the bottom, or if you went long and didn't take your profits. But the daily chart still looks like crap. The weekly chart isn't helping you, and the monthly chart is toppy. Now you just had a lower close on the 4-hour. That's very, very, very bad. When you have a lower last 4-hour candle close below the prior low of the 4-hour candle, that's bad. And this candle is looking terrible. So yeah, we're not at the lows yet, but I'm fully expecting us to get there and go lower. Here is the 1-hour chart. Okay, I'm not sure if I tweeted this out or not. Like I said, I spend way too much time on Twitter. Yeah, I did. Did I? No, I tweeted too late. Oh no, I didn't. Here it is. Right. Here it is. There was a 9 here. Okay, it didn't hold because the price went up too much, right? But once this 9 started to form, and you see something, yeah, it can bounce. Now, I would not have traded this dead cat bounce, but it's there. Now, it's no different than this 9. This hourly 9 gave you a 1, 2, 3, 4 candle correction, and then the 13 count started. Now, this is a 9, 13, 9, which is an awesome reversal. I probably should have put 913.9 here. I mean, maybe I saw it. I just didn't think it through. But so I'm not surprised this was a little bit stronger of a reversal. But guess what happens? Look for a 1 to 4 candle bounce, then lower. That's what I said. Let's take a look at what happened. I mean, this is the 9 candle, right? So you may or may not count the 9 candle, which didn't even turn into a 9 candle, closed at a 1 because it went up too far. But you had 1, 2, 3, 4 candle reversal, and look what happened. And now we're going down. Okay. Now this 9 never actually took place, so there is no countdown. But I bet you if you take a look at a different exchange, this could have been a 9 on a different exchange, right? I mean, I'm just working with one random exchange. This time it's Bitstamp, okay? And the reason why these arrows and lines are here is because I had a client earlier today and we talked about it. You see this red arrow drawn from the 4 candle, the candle with the 4 on top of it? This was drawn at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I had a call at 11 a.m. Eastern time this morning, and this is what and here's what I explained. I know that client is watching. I'm at 2,700 views right now, and I know you're one of them. Okay, and here's what I told the person online. Probabilistically speaking, we are going down, and I drew this giant red arrow for him. Okay. And then I said, how do you know when you're wrong? Well, you know when you're wrong when you're going to go back above the moving average and you close up in this yellow square zone, and then you get this hourly double top, and then you'll probably go all the way back up to the moving average at 7,000. But this is where you can try to do your short trade, and then the moment you fall below prior lows, it should accelerate. And the moment you get to a double bottom, it should accelerate again. So now we're on an hourly 4. I'm looking for an hourly 9. It should be at a lower price than this, guys. We are going down. We're going lower. I mean, everything in the technical chart for Bitcoin says we are going lower, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a correction. It's just a correction. I have no idea what's going on with scam coins. I don't know, and I don't care where the value is going when it leaves Bitcoin. But here's what I know. I know that this is spam. I know that this is spam. Okay, it's all spam. The spam comes out when they have to push an agenda for their shitcoin. Okay, it always does. All right, so I have a lot of new viewers here. I don't know, but I have a following here for a long time, guys. Oh, and by the way, I'm watching like YouTube channels pop up out of freaking nowhere. Like some guy has a YouTube channel talking, like similar stuff than I do. Started a channel 2 months ago. The videos had like 300 viewers, and now they're like 25,000 viewers, which is way more than my videos. I'm like, that's bullshit. Guys, don't fake your numbers. I know my numbers are real. So when I see other YouTubers, I know your numbers are fake, okay? Because I have 2,800 live viewers right now, okay? And my videos get about 16, 17,000 views, probably 20,000 views soon. So I know what my numbers are. So if you're not doing live video, but your videos are getting like 40,000 views, but they look like live videos, I want to see what your live views are. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. All right. Don't trust a lot of these YouTubers. A lot of their numbers are fake. Okay. Compare them to my numbers. The numbers on my YouTube channel are real. The numbers on my Twitter feed are real. Never in my life had I paid for a like, have I paid for a retweet or paid for a YouTube view. I've never done that. Okay. So I know my numbers are real. So I can compare any other content creator to my numbers. And I know if that creator's numbers are bullshit or they're legit. Okay. So if you're looking at another content creator, look at how many likes, how many thumbs up, how many thumbs down, how many comments they get, how many likes they get. Compare them to my YouTube channel, compare them to my Twitter, because my numbers are legit. Okay. And that's how you know if they're lying or not. And if they're lying to you, don't watch them. All right. Because they're just liars. All right. So here's the mempool. I want to talk about this, and then we're going to your Q&A. I already see Rich giving me questions. All right. Here's the thing about the mempool. After August 1st, after Btrash went its own separate way, they were a little too busy, spamming their own blockchain just to show that someone's using it. And the mempool in Bitcoin just disappeared. I was doing videos for like 2 weeks straight, and every week I was telling people, this bothers me. Nobody uses Bitcoin. Nobody uses Bitcoin. I kept saying it, and people kept calling me an idiot like they always do. Okay. I was telling people that I am scared that Bitcoin is going to $5,000, $6,000. Bitcoin is up 10x this year, not this year, in the last 12 calendar months. Bitcoin is up 10x. But the mempool is bone dry. That means nobody uses Bitcoin. And guess what? Nobody uses Bitcoin. And if nobody uses Bitcoin, no one is even 100 times less are they using any other scam blockchain. Okay. Now this 46,000 in the mempool, that's like 99% spam. 99% spam, probably by the big blockers. Actually, I'm 99.99999% certain that it's by the big blockers. Okay. They have an agenda. They have an agenda, and they will scheme their way into that agenda. Okay. So my worry is that no one really uses Bitcoin. So if the price falls to $1,300, that's probably where it belongs. That is probably the real value of one Bitcoin, about $1,300. And the value of all the other altcoins is actually zero. We are living in a bubble. We are all living in our own little bubble that Bitcoin is more important than it is. I think Bitcoin is very, very important globally, but most people don't agree with me. The world doesn't really agree with me. Okay. So you guys have to realize, and it's hard because of the spammers, we don't know how useful Bitcoin actually is, because they're screwing with our numbers, and they're all screwing with their own numbers because they have to make their own coin more legitimate. All right. So keep in mind that a month, like 3 weeks ago, we could barely get 2 megabytes into the mempool, and now it's 46 megabytes in the mempool. Come on, come on, this is ridiculous. Okay, so the real activity of Bitcoin is very, very small, and the price is probably way ahead. Bitcoin is probably grossly overpriced uh, on its actual usefulness and usage. All right. And this isn't FUD, this is reality. Now, can the holders of Bitcoin and, big institutions coming in that are going to buy and hold, is another country going to try and ban cash? Is there a way for Bitcoin to stay above 5,000 and go to 10,000, waiting for this mass adoption and usage to show up? I hope so. I really don't want to see my life savings fall by 90% if we go to 1,300. Okay. But the reality of the situation is that this is spam. And Bitcoin was barely being used 3 weeks ago. And if this spam causes people to use Bitcoin even less, then we do have a serious problem. And can some scam coin be worth more than Bitcoin if Bitcoin falls to 1,300? Of course it can. But who is developing for that protocol? Who is coding it? Look, they like to tell you the bullshit that one miner in China is providing all of the security, but that's not true. The real security is being provided by developers, the smart engineers, the ones I named earlier in this video. Okay, core developers. Anybody can be a core developer. You can be anonymous. If your idea is good, it's gonna fly. Just go and try. Okay, and that's the real security. Okay, and none of the other coins have that. All right, that's all I pretty much have to say. I went up in viewers. I'm getting close to 3,000 live viewers, which is amazing. I'm still looking for lower prices, guys. I mean, this is bad. This is really bad. And look, I explained it earlier. Please go back and watch the video. Obviously, this arrow was drawn way prematurely. I drew this arrow all the way back here. I never changed it, but so what? My daily arrow was right on the money. I adjusted it today. We are falling faster than I anticipated. The arrow was initially pointing to around the end of the month. I have adjusted this arrow to point more to the 17th and 18th because my time indicator is telling me that there may be a bottom around the 17th at around 5,000. If that doesn't happen, I will talk about the next likely probability. All right, let's go to your questions, guys. Thanks, Rich, for doing Q&A. The chat is scrolling way too fast. I have it on my screen because now I'm working with 3 monitors, which is convenient. But I don't read fast enough, and I'm also a little distracted explaining shit. All right, I'm gonna stop screen share. I'm gonna go to my camera. It's probably dark in my apartment. Whoa. All right. Well, at least you guys don't get to see my messy room. All right. Still get to see my messy hair. Yeah, I need a haircut. There you go. Happy, guys? All right. All right. First question. I don't even know how long I've been on. I think I started at 4:30. Wow. Have I really been on for an hour? Oh my God. All right. First question. Tone, I'm about to put my BTC in cold storage. Is it a good idea to do any anonymization first, like tumbling, or move it to XMR first? I'm leaning to probably not. I mean, a couple of things here. First of all, what is your citizenship? What is your country of residence, right? Because if your citizenship is Canada and you're living in Bermuda, then you have nothing to worry about. You don't have to pay any taxes. All right. What did you do with that Bitcoin? Were you all over the Silk Road equivalent? Were you doing some other, not so things that governments frowned upon? If the answer is no, then it's not a big deal. It's up to you. How do you want to mask your Bitcoin? I would not mess with moving it through exchanges, because the exchange you're moving it through can go down at any moment and all of your Bitcoin is gone. All right, next. Tone bottom call, please. No, I can't call a bottom, guys. I'm not a psychic. I can't call a bottom. I mean, 55. The probability of 5,500 being the bottom is incredibly small. The best hope that I have for Bitcoin is around 5,000, around the 17th of November. And after that, we'll see. Right now, that's my best probability, and I want to see a reversal candle. All right, next. So if the risk is going to 1,300, what do you think the upside is? And as a trader, do you consider not selling a good risk reward trade based on these targets? No, as a trader, why would you hold to 1,300 if you're a trader? See, I'm not a trader. I buy and hold. I don't even buy. I work and hold, right? I work and hold Bitcoin. I work for Bitcoin. I hold Bitcoin, and sometimes I get paid in US dollars and I spend US dollars, and I trade traditional markets and I earn US dollars when I trade. So I also spend US dollars, right? When I travel, I spend Bitcoin as because I need spending money when I travel. So I spend some Bitcoin, but I will not, because you see, I still think 5,000 can reverse the price. Okay, so if I know that 5,000 is going to reverse the price, it creates a problem for me, because if I sell my Bitcoin at 7,000, let's say I was so confident that I sell all of my Bitcoin at 7,000, only to buy it back at 4,000. Oh, sorry, 5,000. So what happens there? That's a 33% correction, right? But I have to pay 40% in taxes. I'm creating a tax event. And not only do I have to pay 40% in taxes because I'm a New York resident, I would also then need to perfectly time the bottom, which suppose I can, and I buy it back, right? So now I pay 40% in taxes on all my Bitcoin, which is about how much I would lose by holding through a fall to 5,000 and back to 7. But if not only do I pay 40% once, I'm going to pay 40% twice, because after that, my Bitcoin is registered and it goes back up. And then no matter what I do with it, I have to again pay 40% in taxes or I get arrested, right? Until I actually sell my Bitcoin, I am not creating a taxable event. So I'm going to create a taxable event when I have to, or I'm just going to hold Bitcoin into zero, right? Like again, I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the core developers. I trust them. I will hold my Bitcoin until each Bitcoin is $50, $60, $100,000 each. And if that's in 5 years, that's in 5 years. I'm not that old. Oh, I'm getting old, but I'm not that old. All right. All right, I gotta ban some people here. Hold on. I don't have any moderators of my. Is it alt? Do you hold alt? All right. Anybody else I need to ban from the live feed? All right. Looks okay. Okay, so that's pretty much it. All right. More questions. Rich, go. How is the 5,400 last night not close enough to a bottom? It's not. It's just not. At least not to me, it's not. And it's also the way it happened. It's also the way it happened. I didn't see it as a bottom, and I tweeted it out as such. It could have been a bottom. I could have been wrong, right? Because it wasn't enough for me to buy the dip. If last night was a bottom, I would wait for all-time highs before getting in, or it would have to stabilize around 6,000 and then give me entries, right? Give me an ascending triangle. Give me something. Give me something to bet on except a guess. Yesterday's reversal, I mean, the hourly chart did give you something, but like, this just looks bad. I don't know, guys. It doesn't look good, right? Because the moment we get to whatever this line is, what is this line? And where did you see 5,400? I have the low at 55.55, and you only had about 30 seconds to get that, right? I mean, in reality, the low was in reality, the low was where this line is. Where is this line? Right, 56.70. I mean, that's way above 5,000. That's not even close. So there you go. So the moment we go back to like the moment we go below 57, I'm expecting the fall to actually accelerate. I mean, I don't know what you guys want me to say here, right? You know, I don't know what shitcoins are doing right now. It's not my problem anymore. I'm done. I'm done talking about garbage. I'll talk about the S&P 500 all day. I'm trying not to talk about actual stocks because I'm not sure if I can get in legal trouble. But I'll talk about the S&P 500 all day. I'll talk about gold, oil. You know, I'll talk about the Nikkei. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? The DAX. I can talk about that stuff. I'm not going to talk about shitcoins, guys. I'm done with that nonsense. No, go to someone else. Go watch somebody else's channel. I'm not here for the numbers. Maybe when I'm in a better mood, you know, maybe when Bitcoin starts going up, I'll talk about shitcoins again. But all right, all right. Yeah. Hey, Rich, I see a question with a tip. Throw that in there. I gotta make sure I answer that. All right, next. Does the CME futures market have to hold any inventory in Bitcoin? Not only does it not need to hold it, it would probably be breaking the law for them to hold Bitcoin in inventory. Please understand how the futures work. Please go to the last video. CME futures are cash settled. Not only are they not going to be holding it, it might be some kind of a violation. The CME would have to register as a hedge fund for holding funds in a speculative asset. It's the same reason why Blockstream doesn't have their funds in Bitcoin. It's not legal. I'm not going to talk about scam coins, guys. Thank you for your question, but I'm going to ignore it. GBTC cash distribution upcoming. Should GBTC price drop around the dividend distribution, like stocks usually drop ex dividend? No, because the people that are holding GBTC don't actually have the right to that Bitcoin, right? So GBTC is a horrible, horrible product that allows people to buy into Bitcoin on traditional markets. And but as far as I understand GBTC, you can't actually ask Barry Silbert for the Bitcoin. So if you can't ask Barry Silbert for the Bitcoin, you don't. I mean, it's GBTC. You can just sell the shares, right? So I don't know how they're going to do that cash distribution, but they're going to do it to the people. Like basically, by the time GBTC shares are being traded, it's completely different by then. I mean, unless the spec changed, I don't know. And actually, this I guarantee you that the spec of GBTC doesn't cover what to do in a fork. So he can probably get sued for not having contingencies in his terms and conditions. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, GBTC is just insane. I don't recommend any other YouTubers. I mean, Jimmy Song, World Crypto Network. Uh, I mean, I don't listen to anyone else anymore. I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to other people. I'm still going through my email backlog. So if you did email me for consulting, I will get back to you. But after I get back to you, please like read my email and follow what I say, because if you get back to me like a week later, I'll have no clue who you are again. Um, all right, you guys keep asking me if 5,000 is a good time to buy. Please rewatch this video, please. Next question. Why not a support at 3,000? That was a strong support point on a couple of occasions. Correct. That was a strong support point on a couple of occasions. If a support point has to be support again, it's no longer strong. A support point is strongest the first time it happens. With each consecutive time, the same point has to be support again, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So that means if we make it back to 3,000, it is nowhere near as strong a support point as it was the first time around. And I would expect for that support point to just break down and go lower. Okay, that's why. This is my rule on double bottoms and double tops. They very rarely exist. All right, Rich, I'm out of questions. So give me one or two more before I cut the video, even though I probably should go do stuff. What will prevent the futures and spot Bitcoin price decoupling if they never have to deliver Bitcoin? Well, ask yourself this question. What is preventing the S&P 500 and the S&P 500 futures from decoupling? What's preventing them is people that know how to trade, actually trading and arbitraging the market, right? Look, the S&P 500 futures greatly decoupled from the S&P during the election, but the election results came at 11 o'clock at night, and the S&P 500 was closed. You know when the actually the Bitcoin futures are going to greatly decouple from Bitcoin. They're going to decouple every weekend because the futures are closed over the weekend, but Bitcoin is trading. They're going to decouple. They can also decouple for the 1 hour between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time when the futures aren't trading, but the Bitcoin is trading. Okay, so they'll decouple then. Are they going to decouple during active trading hours? Absolutely not. No one is that dumb. All right, next. Would it make sense to compare Bitcoin market cap with gold's market cap? No. Bitcoin is way more useful. Next. What do you think of Luke Dash Jr. and his Bitcoin versus Bcash Twitter poll? I don't know what that is. Let me see. Again, I have not had time to look at other people's work, guys. Let's see what Luke's see what Luke's poll is. Is this it? The first one? The top one? Let's see. If everyone else agreed to a proof of work change hard fork for Bitcoin and was just waiting on you to consent before doing it, would you? Assume the hard fork addresses other reasonable hard fork desires too. If you prefer BCH or an altcoin over Bitcoin, please select show results. That's a hard one, guys. If I'm not going to do show results, I'm either going to vote or I'm going to say I need to think about it. If everyone else agreed to a proof of work change hard fork for Bitcoin and was just waiting on you to consent before doing it, would you? Sure. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not with Luke on this. I'm not in a rush to do a proof of work change. Let's see what else we got. Any more questions, Rich? What's going on? Guys, stop going to shitcoin exchanges for your Bitcoin price. No more good questions. Okay, give me bad questions. When does Lightning Network go live out of beta? I have no idea. I'm too busy dealing with the price. When the core developers are ready. John McAfee's crazy. Why on earth would I ever invest in anything he does? Where can I find the names of the Bitcoin core developers? Have you tried bitcoin.org? Or let me help you. I think I have a good picture. It's not a complete picture, but it helps. Here. Here's how many people worked on Bitcoin Core. Here's how many people worked on Bitcoin Core. Version 14, 0.14. We're now on 0.15. And this is how many people worked on Bitcoin Unlimited, the one that was going to be better than Bitcoin. They're all better than Bitcoin. One coin is better than Bitcoin. Okay. And Bitcoin or error log fixed the spelling error, I think. So and they added him to the list. So there you go. Your core developers, everyone. Here's your list. Start pausing. Start Googling them. Learn what they do, learn how important they are, learn what they've done before they got to Bitcoin. Know your core developers, people. A lot of homework there. A lot more homework than, any other shitcoin. Just Google their one core developer. You're going to be like, this guy is a loser. It's probably what you're going to find. Sorry, Fluffy. All right, next. No, B trash flipping is not a reality. No, that's a good question, actually. If we hit 1300, do you think we mess around that price for a while, or do we start a rapid bounce back? Usually you start a rapid bounce back. However, we can stay. Okay, so you know how I say you don't get, a week to decide if you want to buy the bottom? There are minor exceptions to that, like in gold, for example. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I wasn't sharing. Damn it. I was sharing application, not screen. My bad, guys. My bad. I know the chat's probably going nuts. All right. Hold on. Hold your horses. Here's your Bitcoin core developers. All right, start pausing, start researching. All right, important. Important. Yeah, important. Hurts me to say it. Still like you, Drac. No, Drac's good. Just giving him a hard time. Corey Fields. I know I'm gonna miss some guys. There's a lot of you here. Jameson, I disagree with you a lot, but good man. Luke, disagree with him on the proof of work change though. Where's Peter Todd, Peter Willa, important guys. Vladimir Vanderland, very important. I know I'm missing some. Sure, Rusty Russell is in here somewhere, though I don't see him. And these are your core developers. All of these guys. This is trash, but well, like I said, I like Errorlog. Think he fixed the spelling error. Ended up on that list. There's other important people here. It's just too many. All right. There you go. Let's go back to camera. Okay. So this was interesting. Oh, yeah. I was going to do gold. I was going to talk about the gold thing. All right. Shoot. All right. Yeah. I'm going to get going in like 5 minutes or something. So normally you don't get, a year and a half to decide to buy the low, but you did in gold. So gold was at a low for about 3 to 4 years. So for about 3 to 4 years, you had an opportunity to buy gold. But so these are your two choices, right? Either you get a very tiny amount of time to buy the low, or you get so much time to buy the low that nobody does because nobody cares anymore, right? That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how it is. So if we go back to 1300, are we going to get stuck at 1300 for 6 months and then everyone's going to stop caring about Bitcoin, and then it would do one of these like gold did, from like 200 all the way to like 2000, right? In a couple of years. But only Bitcoin can do it in like 6 months, right? So that's the thing. So if we hang around 1300 too long, then people will get disinterested and no one will actually buy it. And then all of a sudden it's 10x and everybody missed it. So either way, the majority are going to miss it. Whenever the dip is, the majority is going to screw it up. But I don't know when it is. All right, next. In the future, can a hard fork be prevented by implementing the same before the hard fork as defense? I don't know. Probably not. No, because then they're gonna do it earlier. Like it's a cat and mouse game. Yeah. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Was sharing the wrong screen. All right. How is Zimbabwe and Venezuelan populations affecting the global price? They're not. And if other countries turn their fiat into BTC, will that bring the uptrend surge? Okay, guys, Zimbabwe and Venezuela are not affecting the price of Bitcoin. No one in Zimbabwe and Venezuela has any money. So when you see these silly articles that someone in Zimbabwe is paying $80,000 for a Bitcoin, what they're doing is they're paying $10 for $2 worth of Bitcoin. But then they extrapolate that to as if the guy had enough money to buy an entire Bitcoin. What affects the price of Bitcoin is people with money, not people whose currencies have been devastated. Okay. Now, if a country is similar to Zimbabwe, those people still have some money and they might be scared that their country is going to be the next Zimbabwe, and then they're going to buy Bitcoin because they have money. That's kind of how it works. All right, last question. Let me stop screen share. Considering there is a large number of developers on Bitcoin Core, but only a few commits per week to the Coinbase, do you not think many of these developers may be in it for their career? Sure, but that's fine, right? I mean, see, that's the thing. Only like 5 of those developers have commit rights to change the actual code, right? Like everybody else contributes and their name is noted and the lines of code that they change is noted. But just because only 4 people get to put that code into production doesn't mean that those other people aren't important. And it doesn't mean that those people's contributions aren't recognized. Okay. There was this cool picture. Man, I'm going to mess up screen share again. There was this cool picture of how much contributions people have done to core development. And I don't know if I have that picture handy. It was like one of my favorite pictures. And I really wish someone would do an update of that picture every year. It would just show you how many people contributed how much code to the Bitcoin protocol over time. And a lot of those people never had commit permissions. They just did the code changes and their contributions got noted and recognized. So yeah, a lot of them are in it for their career because it's huge credibility if you actually helped Bitcoin. And for free, by the way. Yeah, I can't find it. All right, maybe next video. All right, guys. On this note, I'm gonna call it a day. I got a bunch of stuff to do. I mean, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I mean, I was. You saw my tweets this afternoon. That's not really changing. There'll be a bottom. The bottom will come. I mean, don't panic. And I probably shouldn't do that. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing screen. That's good. Don't panic and add to the dip. Or if you're a trader, you can short. You can make some money. I mean, lots of dumb people out there that are buying scam coins, and their coin is going to collapse, and then they're going to change all of their Twitter handles. They're going to be a completely different group of Muppets, and they're going to try and sell you on their next scam. All right, guys, on this note, I'm going to get going. Thank you for watching. I almost hit 3,000 views. Hey, we'll get through it. I mean, we knew Bitcoin was going to correct sooner or later. It's not the end of the world. We'll get there. All right, see you all on the next one.